The SMMA space is broken. Social media marketing is either oversaturated, a lot of people are doing it, or it's basically being revamped into a new business model. Wow, that is an amazing song. Anyways, a lot of you guys probably heard of growth operator or personal branding, or there are a million types of business models out there, but I'm going to show you guys a business model which is related to social media marketing, and I believe it is the revived business model, and you can easily make $10,000 a month with it. Now let me show you guys my agency, and we have racked up $50,000 a month. And the crazy thing about this is absolutely simple. This is even so easy to make, and the crazy thing is this isn't even my full-time job. Actually, I'm a full-time footballer, in case you guys don't believe me here. And also a full-time student at the same time. So as you guys can see, I'm also quite a content creator. But my point is, I'm not here to brag. My point is that this is super easy for you to accomplish. This is literally, if you put enough effort, which doesn't require a lot, and you just need a system, and the system which I'm going to show you guys for free, then I'm sure that you guys can easily get $15,000 or $10,000 effectively a month. And now the even crazier thing is, most recently I've purchased an online course teaching about social media marketing. Let me just show you guys the invoice, where I paid $3,000 for this online course. No joke. Sorry, this file's a bit messed up. Let me show you guys a screenshot. One second, guys, before you click off. So as you guys can see, the invoice, it's like an installment, which is like $1,000, and this is $1,000 for the first month. So my point is, I have purchased a $3,000 course, which is absolutely crazy, and I've basically taken all the elements in which I believe is important in that course and put it into my document, in which I am basically providing for free for you guys, because I have no idea what reason for, but I believe in a good cause, and I want to provide you guys this value for free, essentially. Now let's basically jump straight to it, and how you can start an SMMA very quickly and easily, and literally earn $10,000 a month very soon. Now here are some prerequisites. I don't want to bore you guys too much on the mindset aspect, but I want you guys to understand that success takes 7 years. In most books that I've read regarding personal development, every successful person has not done it overnight. It is absolutely impossible. If you guys think that this is, get quick rich scheme where you can, become rich literally the next day, then you guys should click off right now and watch another YouTube video. But if you guys believe that success takes some time and effort, and if you are patient to at least wait 7 years, now this can obviously happen quicker, and I'm sure with this business model you guys can see results literally within a few weeks, if not a few months, if you guys put the effort in. My point is, be absolutely patient and be consistent at your work, which comes to the next point. Consistency is equals to discipline. If you guys always think like, oh, why do all these successful people have all these great habits and all these behavior patterns, and they don't drink alcohol, smoke, or scroll a lot on TikTok, and it's because of that. Because you have to understand that it is the personality, it is the character that you become that allows you to become successful. In order for you to become that character, you need to be consistently doing a certain type of routines and behaviors and characteristics that basically describe or portray that persona that makes you successful. Now that is basically nothing more and boiled down to essentially discipline, and how you define discipline can be whatever it is, stoicism, or sheer mindset, or being unable to sleep. Like whatever discipline is, the underlying message here is consistency. Now setting up your agency will take 48 hours. Now that is basically a precursor which I would like to explain to you guys, because if you want to start this SMMA, you need to set up some systems in the background, and obviously in the beginning that takes a lot of time. And if you guys have some innate knowledge or knowledge prior to how to set up an SMA, this will basically be very easy for you. Commitment will be 4 hours plus a day, and that basically comes back to my point earlier, which I don't even run this SMMA as a full-time. This is in fact my part-time, and I just do 4 hours a day. I've seen people who do less. Some people only spend 1 or 2 hours a day, which is absolutely fine. Again, it depends on your desired outcome and how much money you want to make out of it. The beginning will be the hardest, and that comes back to the first point with setting up your agency. But in a general rule, as a general rule, beginning is always the hardest. Like, according to some flipping diagrams and curves, when it comes to hard work and effort and input you put inside, hard work is usually the hardest. So setting up, or the beginning, is usually the hardest part. 10K a month will require at least 5 low ticket clients. However, there's another perspective where you can have one high ticket client, which obviously would yield you the same result with achieving 10K a month. Now, I'm in Malaysia, and hence why 5 low ticket clients for $10,000 is more realistic. But if you're in other countries of the world, like, I don't know, Germany, Italy, or Sweden, then even one client can allow you to get 10K a month, which is very, very crazy. However, working with one high ticket that's exactly the goal I made earlier. So what is the business model, and why is it Asia? Now, this is perhaps the USP, the unique angle, and it is basically a new terminology that I'm explaining. I'll basically break down why I've used that word in just a minute now, but I call it the Asian SMMA model. Now, what is SMMA? SMMA is basically social media marketing. You guys have probably heard that term through Iman Ghazi or Renzo Guevara, or perhaps other people who teach about social media marketing agencies. But most prominent is Iman Ghazi, and I'm gonna explain the Asian model for SMMA. Now, to put it into context, I am basically half Asian. I am half Malaysian, half German, and so I am well versed when it comes to culture. And I can say one thing for sure: Asian culture is absolute indirect culture, especially if you live in Malaysia. You guys can see how prevalent that is. Asians don't enjoy direct confrontation, hence why the business model does not include direct marketing via phone call. And this is the crazy thing. So that $3,000 course that I've basically purchased and showed you guys earlier, let me roll up the invoice. That course has a strong special point, or strong vocal point, on marketing and sales. Like, literally, it talks about, how to set up your sales team, how to do, cold calling, how to, call people online, and how to like close them and pitch them, etc., on the phone call and all of that. Like, honestly, this business model doesn't even require that. That 15K, that 15,000 what I've achieved earlier, I did it all without a single phone call. And it's because, and hence why I'm trying to explain it's the Asian SMMA model, is because people in Asia, they don't prefer this type of confrontation. Like, they literally don't like it when you call them directly and pitch to them on the phone. Like, a lot of people in Asia are very perspicacious and are afraid like you might get scammed, or I don't know, it must be some weirdo like calling you like on the phone. But my point is, in Asia they don't like direct confrontation. So actually all my pitching that I've done, I'll explain it in the outbound system. But wait 1 second, this music is a little bit too loud. But every single pitching that I've done was either on Instagram, LinkedIn, or even email. So I'm going to show you guys just in a second how that basically looks like. Now, as I mentioned before, you don't need to have the hassle, or you don't need the the high amount of effort to literally establish a sales team. You don't need any of that. You don't even need sales training for this. This is why this business model is absolutely crazy. And I've spent okay, let's not even talk about this. Okay, marketing is content visual based, as I mentioned before. I'll explain you guys just in a second now, before you guys are absolutely confused. I can imagine some of you guys are literally confused right now. Conversion happens to already sold customers. So this I will also explain in just a moment now. Now, coming back to the Asian, or the differences between Western and Asian culture, I'm not Jordan Peterson, so I'm just, you guys can basically look at that for yourself. But in summary, high context cultures, which is basically most Asian cultures, they're less direct, and they have a huge emphasis on human relations, and they're more sensitive to non-verbals and feelings of others, which is actually a great thing. As I mentioned before regarding the high ticket client, if you guys start partnering up with, you know, your clients and attracting a new, you know, like working together with companies, essentially, then you guys will realize that it's more about the human relations and how you establish a relationship to them, rather than you know, providing that competence and service towards them. So you guys will realize, and I'll basically elaborate on that point in just a second a little bit more, but that is basically the point. Now this is another table. Really, you guys can look. I'm providing this entire document for free, so you guys can literally skim through everything in case, you know, I talk a little bit too fast, which happens very often, or if you guys want to literally go over some of the points. Now this is also another few differences, Asian and Western culture, doesn't really matter. So where is this Asian SMMA business model now? And now you guys have to understand, or I didn't put the chart, but there are basically 6 stages, which is the innovators, the early adapters, the chasm. This is where we're now: early majority, late majority, and laggard. So basically what I'm trying to say is, the people that are hopping onto this business model is, I would say, quite new. And it's because when I purchased that $3,000 course, they explain literally the same thing. They explain that the stage that I'm positioning myself in terms of the business model now, in terms of timing, is literally doing the chasm stage, which basically means that it's very new and it's, you know, demand is high, supply is less, and, you know, opportunity for you to opt in. Definition: engage with the same activity of business partner with CEO, reach for results. Okay, I don't know what just remove that. Remove it. Okay, now, so characteristics of an Asian SMMA agency. Now, set and maintain the frame. Very, very important. Now, I want you guys to understand that this happens very early within the pitching phase, or when you guys, you know, actually meet the person or meet them. Like, again, no calling required, no sales team required. But when you meet them, and this is just a general principle, like, you are the person that's servicing and, you know, serving them, like essentially you are essentially serving the person. So imagine someone serving you, and the person who's serving you is just unsure what to serve you. Like in my mind, that doesn't even make sense. So that is literally the point. So if you know, go to them, or if you have a meeting with them, or if you, like, you know, eventually talk to one of their representative who puts you on board, like, you have to set the frame. You have to tell them what is happening. You have to tell them like what's gonna be, you know, like what are the services which are you're gonna provide, and you literally have to make sure that you obviously fulfill with those specific services. You cannot just be like some 50-50 dude and be like, oh, I'm so unsure about like what to pitch, or, you know, like, you know, those people who like question back. Like, imagine you questioning back your clients like, oh, like, what service do you want? Anyways, so focus on one client type, and this will basically come to the niche in which I will basically help you guys sort out, because I think this is an area which I have personally changed my mind a billion times, which is not really good, but eventually I found that one niche which I'm absolutely grateful for, and in this video I'm also going to help you guys find your one niche. So what is a niche? A niche is basically a segment of a market, and it's basically the group of people you are going to serve from as an agency perspective. Focusing on growing revenue, performance driven. Like, listen to me guys, like, your agency, you are not providing a service and then let's say a few months later you decide to like back off because you have different interests. You are focusing on growing their revenue, and hence why you are performance driven. You are literally focusing on helping them grow, so that when they grow, you grow. Like, that's you grow. That's literally the mechanism here. So you win-win, you grow, they grow. Done for you service, 10K plus a month. That's basically, I want you guys to understand that there's two variations here. Let me just type it very, very quickly. There is done for you, DFY, and there is done with you. Now, done for you is supposed to be a F. So done for you is basically the business model I'm showing you guys. Done with you is perhaps a little bit more advanced, but because again we are finding the quickest and easiest ways to get $10,000 a month with an SMMA, done for you is perhaps the best angle for this. Utilize partner asset. Obviously, when you guys partner with them, you guys will be utilizing a lot of their assets, which includes, I don't know, softwares and sales teams or email lists or database or whatever they already have prior. Engage and advise CEO directors, because you guys obviously are partnering up with these companies. Very often you'll be in contact with their bosses, which is effectively their CEOs and directors. And it's always good, and I've done this before, to always advise them, because a lot of these CEOs and advisors or directors, essentially, they are actually quite nice people, and they're always the ones who are, constantly learning, and so advising them or giving them some insights on what to do is a really good strategy in order to amplify or maintain a relationship with them. Now, you can always talk to them about some of the newest marketing trends, like some of the new ways to, I don't know, make more views or generate more insights on the content. And you can also obviously explain them how to convert eyes to cash, or basically describe them sales processes, funnels, or other stuff that might sound for them very, very interesting. Now, from a personal perspective, let's call it more I wish I could type very fast. Professional. So more from a professional perspective or personal perspective, you gotta always act professional at all times. I'm not asking you to always, be some arrogant jerk, some cold-hearted dude who never smiles and laughs. No, absolutely the opposite. Be absolutely professional in terms of delivering your work. Be on time, be punctual. All of these, generic characteristics. But you can also play your character. Be funny, be a nice guy. Have small talks with them. Be charismatic, whatever type of personality you are, just be that, plus be professional. And professional, as I mentioned before, is dressing up properly, having a brilliant plan, becoming energetic, be respectful, be again punctual, dress up accordingly. Now, a respectful person, also manners, as I mentioned before, they do not undervalue does not undervalue self or own ability. That basically means that you're just an inconfident person, and that's what you don't want to be. You want to be professional, you want to deliver, so you cannot always have doubts on yourself, and that will look shit on your clients as well. Every day could be your last day. Now, this is perhaps a take for you to always remember that every day could be your last day, so give your best every single day. Literally, when you rock up to the meeting, when you rock up to meeting your clients, become the best, man. Understand that, tomorrow you might not be there, and just, talk to them as if, just, how do I even explain this? Literally talk to them as if you're gonna do it all today. All of the deliverables, tell them you give them 100% starting today. Just imagine, just remember this quote. It's very beautiful. I don't want to get too emotional. Now, discovering your agency niche. Now, I will help you guys now discover your niche. Your niche. Stage 1, pattern recognize. Group of people you serve, essential. Not all things belong to all people. Limited amount of time and service. Target a specific group of people. Maybe is it the education niche? General content is for general people. However, you want to address a specific group of people. So remember that you guys are addressing a niche. A niche is a segment of a market, and you don't want to address the general population. For example, you don't want to, serve, I don't know, fitness coaches on how to get a healthy diet plan. Literally, that's the most general topic there is nowadays. And you want to serve those people, literally have a competitor analysis and discover that there are a million other people doing this. Now, attention for something more specific is, an example of something more specific is attention CEOs of 10 to 20 million per year, fintech companies in Malaysia. That's, for example, good. A shitty example is attention directors of finance companies. Who are you addressing? The human population here? You can charge more for your service because clients know specific and custom for them. I would call this effect as the pro niche effect. I literally just made that up right now. And that is basically a pro or a benefit for addressing a niche. And because it is a niche and it's very specialized and segmented already, you can literally charge more because you will know that there's nobody else that's within that niche. How can you compare something that's specifically designed for one person and nobody offers the same thing? How can you stand out, which is basically the unique selling point. Case studies and referrals are always very, very important, and they will basically amplify the fact that you are the only person within that niche. And for example, right, Alex Hormozi, which you guys probably know him, he's very popular in sales, which is, again, I'm not a huge fan of sales because I'm particularly not really good at it. But Alex Hormozi basically was a growth partner for Jim. He had an SMMA, and I'm not too sure if he still runs it now, but I think he's quite heavily focused on his personal brand. But that's literally my point. My point is, for example, within the gym niche, we have Alex Hormozi. My brother, you want to tell me you want to compete against Alex Hormozi within the gym niche? Like, that is absolutely crazy. Like, don't, like enter a niche that is untapped, right? A niche that is fairly new, and become the king within that niche. Like quite literally become a category king. Don't be a king of the world. Like, in order for you to become a king of the world, you need to be the king within the local areas first, which is basically the category. Now, niche rules, do's and don'ts. Before we literally jumped into the different types of niche, I want you guys to understand some of the fundamental rules. Now, don't spend longer than 3 days on this. Like, if you guys dwell or keep changing your niche every single day, now you guys will be stranded within that endless loophole of not fixating yourself on one niche, and that is a problem a lot of people face. But don't spend longer than 3 days on it. "99% of businesses are looking to expand," which is a good thing. A lot of people are actually looking for agencies nowadays, even if you don't think so, but it's absolutely true. Which is obviously good news for everyone. Hooray. Now, where you start is not where you end. Where you start is not where you end. So that kind of means even if you start one niche at the beginning, if you focus on one niche, you can always change it later. My point is just focus on one, build a foundation, and eventually if you want to venture out or horizontally extend or vertically extend to a different niche, you can always do that. Now, solve one problem at a time. Okay, it doesn't matter if the niche is super small. Don't stress if you can't a mil from the shitty niche. You only need blah blah blah. Let's keep it to 10Ks, guys. 10K. Yeah, so if you guys don't think you can, liquidate enough money from one client, remember, guys, look at this formula, literally go through this field, look at the numbers. You'll realize, again, 10K is super, super realistic and super, super easy for you to acquire. So this is just a reference for you guys to basically go through. No, I don't want to talk about this anymore. So the types of niches, too broad. Now, I really just want to skip this, guys. But look at this. So niche, okay, you know what, I'll just quickly skim through it. So don't take something that's too broad. As I mentioned before, like B2B SaaS, education, hospitality, sport, you have to literally narrow it down a little bit. And so niches that are hard to generate results are the ones that have a small ability to grow, that literally do not grow already so well, that do not have much cash flow to begin with, that do not want to invest in agencies or perhaps growth strategies, and they do not have the operations or ops. Also, they charge low ticket for their products, so they don't generate a lot of revenue because their products are quite low priced anyways. Now, alternatives way to look at niche, you can always look at things in comments, like who the company sells into, like care homes, hospitals, governments, manufacturing. You can always look at what they sell, like software, equipment, bed sheets, people who use specific type of software. You can always look at Teams, Zoom, TikTok, Apollo, ChatGPT, AI, Bitcoin, for example. People who have a large personal brand on specific platforms, like, I don't know, School or Kajabi, Teachable, Udemy, what else? Stan Store, Beacons.ai. People who are running Facebook ads but do not YouTube ads. For example, Facebook ads are dead. Use TikTok ads instead. So that is basically already, it's quite broad, to be honest, but that's my point. Like, like Facebook ads are dead, so you are kind of out, like you are canceling the people who are using Facebook ads, or basically like reaching out to them essentially and asking them to use TikTok ads. Like you are literally you canceling the Facebook ads people in order for them to use TikTok ads. So your target is basically Facebook ads. People who use Facebook ads plus specific industries, people have 20 people in their sales team. Now this is generous numbers, but I would say people who have 10 people in their sales team, companies that want to scale across regions is always attractive, people who have an already existing community, which is another plus point, SaaS founders who want to grow a personal brand perhaps, and also CEO who wants to start a podcast, which is also quite an interesting niche. Now these are examples. I'm sorry that this raw data is basically all mixed up, but this is an example already. For a niche, and which you guys can look at. Now, untapped niche, older school is not so sexy. Like I wouldn't go for all the niche, all the classic ones, you know, that like, I don't know. What are some of the old school niche? I don't know, like manufacturing, agriculture. Like, let me just explain the analogy of being a caveman. Like you want to show fire to caveman, you don't want to show fire to a firefighter, because a caveman, you know, is very old and not that educated, not that smart, and showing them fire like literally opens up the world to them. But if you show fire to a firefighter, they're like, oh, that shit's just the usual. So you want to go to a niche which, you know, you can kind of showboat your skills, at the same time, you know, having that respect to them, like them thinking that you're not just some general type agency. Now choosing the niche. Here are the requirements. So you have to make sure that niche has cash flow, that you know you can get results, that the ones have already product market fit, so they basically have the product and it's going quite well, that has an actual business that is so crazy to say, but that's not a freelancer, and also that the client respects and believes that you will get the result. Like even if, you know, like your company is really well, but they don't show the respect to you, like literally don't do it, guys. Like you're doing yourself a disfavor. Now, preferred in the beginning. Again, general numbers. I don't know why I'm exaggerating so much on this, but you prefer for companies that already have 2 to 8 employees, and you want to, and you are aiming to have 1 to 3 initial double tap deal. Double tap is basically the agency, but you initially want 1 to 3 deals with different clients. So basically, in other words, you want to sign up 1 to 3 different clients. If you have any relevant experience or interest, like sports education, like this is actually a good tip. Now, if you guys are, I don't know, for example, I'm in the sports football niche, like wherever you guys find yourself in right now and where you believe you are, you know, quite talented or skillful already, like look at that niche already. Like if you are, I don't know, a computer science dude, if you are into gaming niche, or I don't know, anime already, or I don't know, politics, like, so whatever field you are already in, like find yourself in, that's perhaps a good way to start. Like literally look at there first. Work with owners, C-levels, then expand commercial directors. Like always aim for the boss, guys. You guys want to aim for the stars, so you need to aim for the people that are already at the stars. So like C-levels, executives, directors, managers, etc., etc. Clients are looking to invest in a team, bringing an agency, and not happy with current supplies. Now, that's a good thing. So if you find clients that are willing to invest in a team, like if they have no budget to invest in a team, like stop wasting your time. Clients who are interested to hire an agency, that is obviously a plus point, and you can find out by literally asking them. And clients who or customers that have past experience which were not that great, but are happy to sign with you because they were unsatisfied with the previous clients. Now I'm going to take a short break because I'm about to burn out. Okay, so avoid anyone that's emotionally unstable, somebody who, takes no responsibility, somebody who blames other people, somebody who amplifies bigger issues than they actually are. Flip-flop decisions, like literally describing my ex, but these are the people that you don't want to have some type of collaboration or business agreement with. Have a good clash flow, runaway analogy, blah blah. Okay, breaking down the niche. Good offers are exclusive, no amazing offers for everybody. Being a hyper specific niche is advantageous. Business opportunity niche, increasing efficiently in software. Choose 3 niches and run an interview campaign. Fuck this, stupid. Fitness and wellness. Now this is a sheer example. Fitness and wellness. Rehabilitation and recovery, sports physiotherapy, recovery treatment for athletes using latest technology. That is already, you see, general. This is general, and then narrow down, narrow down, narrow down. So that's basically what you want to look for: fitness and wellness, spa and wellness, and then you can narrow it down even more. Sports tourism, health and wellness, sports tourism, and I'm sure you can narrow that down as well. Helping SMMA get more clients, qualified leads, or helping event and tourism agencies. Again, these are all examples. Okay, so outbound system. We are already getting to the system that will let you get new clients. This is the interesting thing, is the outbound system is the marketing system. Understand that your agency mainly consists 2 fundamental models, which is the outbound system and the MSP framework. If you heard of MSP before, that's perhaps for growth operators and IPGA companies, but understand that these 2 systems are very, 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 very important: outbound system and MSP framework. Therefore, your agency is the following: your agency equals MSP plus outbound system. Outbound system is basically stage 1, and MSP is what happens after. So that looks like in a following linear fashion. So you have the outbound system, and once the client is on board, then you apply the MSP framework. Like at the stage when you reach MSP framework, outbound system is not required anymore for your client. Now, big agencies divide these 2 systems into different departments, but since we're studying you, we are literally doing all of it, and essentially very, very quickly. Outbound system for acquiring and dialing in new clients. MSP framework equals servicing and retaining new clients. Usually, after outbound stage is complete, the system is not required anymore. Clients already dialed in. However, perhaps the report and data is something you can still provide to them if some clients are very fuzzy about their data. So you can always go back towards the outbound system and, provide them some data and information that they, ask specifically. Now, usually after outbound stage is complete, the system is, as I mentioned before. How improving all system is crucial to making your agency strong and long-lasting organization. Remember that MSP plus outbound system, it is both systems. So if you guys fully maximize and max out both of these systems, your agency will have an amazing time. What is the outbound system and how does it look like? The outbound system is basically this: pitch deck, offer and contract, project tracking, report and data, case studies. And don't worry guys, I'm not gonna go through every single one of it in specific detail. In fact, I provided the whole system for free. Literally, my re-emphasis on for free. Let me just show you guys how it looks like. Pitch deck there, offer and contract. Let me just, oh shit, one second. I'm gonna unlock this, guys. Don't worry. In fact, I'll do it very quickly in case you guys don't believe me. 1 second, let me just pause this. Okay, there we go, I'm back. So yeah, now it's unlocked. I'm just making sure that all the files work. Offer and contract, yep. Project tracker, like I've provided all of these templates for you guys. Project tracker, report and data. You little shit. 1 second, guys. I'll do this. Let me pause it again. Okay, there we go. Report and data. And case study. Sorry, I just want to really make sure that you guys can actually access all of these files. And again, these files are all for free. I don't know how much it's worth at this point, but I think at least more than a few $1,000s. Because that's basically what I paid for that shitty, that not shitty course, but for that course. And I'm basically providing this for you guys for free. So let's get back to the file. So this is basically the system. Now, how to find clients. 1, Apollo, how to use Apollo. Again, I'm not going to go through every single one with you guys. This is just a quick tutorial. You guys can literally look at that shit yourself later. And how to, so how to find client contacts. Watch this, Apollo, Instagram, and LinkedIn. That's how you can find out how to find clients in your niche. Once you have found your niche, you need to present the following: pitch deck and previous work. Website isn't required, to be honest. Now, how does a pitch deck work? How does a pitch deck look like? Also, this is provided for free. This is a sample. I'm using Canva of how my pitch deck looks like for my agency. Yeah. This is how the pitch deck looks like. Double tap agency. Highlighting the problems, why us, partners, the services we provide, what we offer, the framework, MSP, and then the rest is just testimonials and client reviews, previous work. I need some proper testimonials for this, so that's probably the only thing that is missing, but that's basically a pitch deck. You guys can literally copy this or replicate this or use it to your own favor, but that is basically very, very quickly and easily how you can literally create a pitch deck. Now, let's go back. Next, the offer. By the way, guys, the outbound system, you see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like, literally follow it in a chronological order. Like, hence why I put the numbers. Like, if you pitch to clients, give them the pitch deck, right? Wait it off, wait for the response. Then you give them the offer contract, and once they're dialed in, then you do the project tracking, and then you do the report and data, and then you do the case studies. Like, literally, that is the order that you should follow. Now, offer. So, okay. The offer. Creating killer offers while your prospects buy. Working on creating something highly desirable will significantly improve your success. The work you do in this section will be carried over to the pricing section. What in the... Forget about this, guys. Sorry about it. Offer established based on focusing on 1 to 3 core products. Check out the product page. Product page is this, by the way, guys, in which you guys will probably choose at the very end. But let's go back to the offers. So let's assume that you have already narrowed down your niche. You already have narrowed down your product. Again, if you guys are unsure what product to service, just look at the product page. But I'll just assume that at this point you guys already know the type of product and the type of niche that you guys are serving. So, how to explode in terms of revenue. Now, that is the secret sauce that we've been all waiting for. 1, guaranteed money is better than revenue share. Like, instead of proposing at the very beginning, like, oh, let's do some profit sharing, commission type deal structure, sales, data, percentage structure, like, don't do that. Guaranteed money is always better. Like, literally offer them cash at first. Tell them, okay, you know, monthly, this is how much it will cost. This is the setup fee, and this is how much will charge per month. Like literally do that at the very beginning. You don't need to do some complicated, complex ass revenue sharing model. Like that is more attractive for 100K plus agency clients. But remember, we are here to literally find out the fastest and easiest way to make 10K a month through SMMA. So that is having cash upfront, or literally cash flowing upfront is the better strategy. Money upfront better, that comes back down to the upfront cost. Like if you are charging them a setup fee or specific fees for them to set it up, then having money upfront is better, because you can always have that cash flowing, and so that once the cash is flowing, you can obviously inject that back into your agency and perhaps emphasize on how you can basically make your agency better. Get wicked results. You can always upsell, land and expand. Work on specific campaign. Over deliver is a very good tip. Like literally, that's why I like to, especially if you're a new agency, to start charging them prices that are not too expensive. But the moment you over deliver, I can tell you one thing for sure, like the effect of over delivering and them being over satisfied with your service, like one, they will obviously be willing to pay you more, but two, they will also recommend you to new clients and to perhaps people within their niche, their industry that they know, and it will always be an opportunity for you to get more clients. Expand into that one or suggest a new example. No. Okay, pick the company that's going to win. Now that is obviously easier said than done, but the main goal here is to collect case studies that will be worth more than anything. Do not pick one for charity. Make money with a good company, then give the charity you want. Okay, forget about that quote. The point is, pick the company in which you truly believe that is the winner, like the winning one, and make sure to collect a case study out of it. Like if you overperform and over deliver and you do quite well with them, like they'll be willing to give you a case study. And case studies, like I would love to amplify this even more, but case studies are so important, especially to the outbound system and pitching. Like they're very, very important, as you guys can see in stage 6, on how case studies will basically help you attract new clients. Now, how to find the price of your service. Now this I've been, I wouldn't say struggling for quite some time, but this I have been adjusting for quite some time, because as you guys know, market prices and market demands happen or change very, very drastically. So in order for you to price your services, you have to do some market research. So whatever region you guys are in, like for example, I'm in Malaysia now, like figure out what other agencies in Malaysia are doing. Like literally find out how much they charge, find out what their specific remuneration costs are, find out like what their upselling strategies are, like find out their operation costs, and then from there you can have basically a good reference for you to structure your own agency. Remember, you are a service-based agency. That means your services are charged on the rate. 1 second, I think my laptop has no. Remember, that means your services are charged on the rate of your total service. Now, I've seen this mistake many times. Like for example, you run a social media marketing agency, and then you decide to charge one segment of your service. Like for example, if it's video production, and then for example, you see the prices of video production freelancers, which are obviously very, very cheap, and suddenly you decide to charge your services based on the price of that specific service, which is video production. My point is, like, because you're an agency, you are providing a total service, so it's an accumulation, it's a compound of multiple services. So obviously your prices are higher than instead of like singularing out every single component and then just like totaling it up. Like if that makes sense, like video production costs $100 as a freelancer, video editing is $200, and then I don't know, copywriting is $50. Like instead of doing that single equation, like adding that plus that plus that plus that, just find out roughly how much it costs per individual component, and then mark it up because you're an agency and because you have a branding. So remember that. Hence, you shouldn't charge the price, as I mentioned before. Also, send out the invoice at the end of the month. I've seen a few agencies that send out invoices at the beginning, there's actually nothing wrong with that, because it actually also depends on the preferences of your clients as well, but more typically send it out at the end of the month. Okay, now client tracking. Now client tracking is actually what I showed you guys in the very beginning of this YouTube video, was when I showed you guys the numbers. Obviously I left a template within the folder as well, but client tracking is very important, not only for you guys to to flex just like me, but to also show, you know, your team, your internal team, that you have an overview and oversight of all the clients and all the projects that are basically going on. And also to add on that, having a meeting with your team maybe once a week to just, you know, go through this entire list and see where the team is, you know, assuming that you have a team, where the team is standing. It's a good way for you guys to basically track progress and to smoothly move along and grow as an agency. Now, report and data. Now again, this is actually a template you guys can use. This is actually a very simple template. You guys can use any template you want. Again, I'm using Canva for this, but basically a social media report is all the data. Like, I made it a little bit more visual. As you guys can see, this was one of our clients for fitness niche, and these were some of the data from TikTok. We were focusing on their TikTok accounts, some of their more insights, and then lastly an analysis. Again, very simple structure. You can design your report how you want it, like whatever style, font, or perhaps another software, up to you. But again, I left that template within the folder, so you guys can literally use reference on how that stuff should basically look like. Now, case studies. Case studies is something that I'm beginning to implement, something that I've recently learned, and something that I've found out that is super important and super powerful when it comes to pitching to other clients. So if you guys have an already existing client and you want to do a case study, here's the interview question. Again, this is provided literally for free. I got this from the $3,000 course. So this is basically, let me see if I can zoom it out. This is the question. This is how you can prepare case studies. Basically what you fill out, look at this, literally just look at this. This is basically a Q&A, explains everything, very self-explanatory. And then you can put the company name and prospect. Yeah, literally just take a look at this, guys. And this is obviously the case study document. This is more like of a tracker, so that you kind of, you know, track like the case studies and, you know, fill in all the details that are relevant to all the upcoming case studies as well. And the point, like the fact that there's case study tracking document just further proves the point, the importance of having case studies. So take a look at this document, use the tracking document, and use the interview question so that you can basically create your case studies. Now, MSP framework. The MSP framework is literally the sauce. It is the engine of your company. Once you have outbound, once you have your clients dialed in, what is the specific product / service that you are providing? Like, what is the engine of your agency? Now, as I mentioned before, the agency is mainly two fundamental models, the outbound system and MSP framework. Again, this same formula, outbound system, I've been through this just now. Okay, yeah, let's just literally jump straight to it. Let me see it. No, I'll just leave it there for you guys to refresh in your mind. Okay, the MSP framework. From now on, understand that MSP is a term on its own. Don't confuse the different subcomponents. MSP is basically marketing, sales, product. Stop thinking that MSP is, you know, part of sales or part of product or part of, I don't know, marketing. Like, MSP is a term on its own, and it's a formula. So it's a total formulation of the subcomponents. It is not a standalone of sales, not a standalone of marketing, not a standalone of product. It is the total formula. Where does MSP come from? At the very beginning, I mentioned that IBGA business models actually use this as well. I've seen it. Growth operators like Tim Yoon, He explained that within his growth operating videos as well, or Eddie Cumberbatch, for that sake. MSP is a subcomponent of SMMA. So you guys should understand that SMMA is like the overall umbrella. Like social media marketing agency is like the head of it. And then under SMMA we have IPGA, growth operators, we have, I don't know, influencer marketing, personal brand agency, AI automation agency. Like SMMA is literally the godfather of all of it. And so MSP is obviously a component of the umbrella, so it's within the umbrella. Follow the outbound system chronological order so that it works. As I mentioned before, the files and documents within the outbound system are files. Actually, this is supposed to be 1 second here, guys, because I basically compiled this file in such. I wouldn't say it's so messy, but it's alright. It's just sometimes I kind of get jumbled up a little bit. Okay, so let's actually jump to MSP. So first and foremost, MSP's marketing. Now, marketing is literally attracting traffic. It's literally just eyeballs, like nothing more. In MSP for SMMA, marketing is literally eyeballs. And now let me remind you guys that this is an Asian SMMA business model. I'm not racist, it's just that it is proven to outshine the other business models. So I want you guys to understand the process, which we are basically going to use is organic content, collecting emails, and then the email campaign. So marketing in MSP is literally the following sequence: is organic content, collecting emails, and email campaign. It's literally that. Like, you can replace or substitute organic content with paid content, but literally it is this process. I've studied and I've reverse engineered a couple of other marketing processes within the MSPs, like in growth operators, for example, but it's mainly just organic content, collecting some email or data or phone number, and then there's going to be some campaign that will redirect them to that product or community or whatever the info product it is. So that's, just remember the sequence: organic content, collecting emails, and email campaign. No sales team, no cold calling, no sales rep required. As I mentioned before, you guys don't need to set up your sales team. This is the Asian SMA model. You do not need to directly, pitch them or go with them on the phone. You don't need to set up, like 10 people in their offices, who are dialed in every single day on the phone. Like, you don't have to do that, guys. This is why this business model is so amazing. Anyways, another plus point on it is it's cost friendly, because if you guys are in sales and have a sales team, you'll realize how expensive sales team people are. Like, their commission nowadays is absolutely flipping crazy. So having no sales team is very cost friendly. Also, you don't need to run Facebook ads, driven campaigns, or anything like that. That is, to be honest, optional, as I mentioned before regarding substituting this. But because we're starting new, and I assume that the budget is very low, and plus we're just desiring for 10K a month, you don't need to have a paid campaign. However, having an engagement campaign for your organic content, for example on TikTok, might boost it a little bit more. But like in general, you don't need to have a budget for advertisement, especially Facebook ads, unless you have already reached the 100K a month. Then you need to extend your marketing lines. Like, once you reach that benchmark of, it doesn't have to be 100K, but let's say 50K, like in USD in Malaysia, that's already a lot. But whatever benchmark it is that you set for yourself, like once you guys believe that you have hit the ceiling of how much organic content can actually go, then you should consider like extending your marketing lines, like, I don't know, venturing out into Facebook ads, YouTube ads, or perhaps other advertising channels. So this is the marketing strategy you will propose. And so not only will you use this like for yourself to like get clients, but this is what you propose to the client. So you will tell them that you will make them organic content and something that clients like a lot. You will tell them you run an email marketing and also an email campaign. Like, it doesn't have to be specifically these components, but like, I want you guys to understand the process, that it's content, and then is collecting the data and then redirecting them to the product. So basically organic content, collecting data, and then sending out a campaign. So The only downside is you need to be absolutely skilled in email marketing and online content creation. Now again, this is because my niche or my specific product, which I'll basically go through you guys, that's basically what my specific product is. It's email marketing and content creation. Again, like, let me just show you guys the product area. Like, it can be any of this. You can do, I don't know, copywriting, you can do analytics, community management, marketing research, marketing automation, and then I'll basically go through with you guys at this very very end. But when it comes to when it comes to your agency's core competencies, then you just have to be absolutely skilled, especially if you're running a one-man show. You just have to be absolutely skilled in these two types of products. Now, again guys, be patient. Towards the end I will go through with you guys the different types of products and why you should only choose two, but effectively you just want to choose two specific types of services, and as I mentioned here, be absolutely skilled at it. If you guys already have some innate skills already, then it will be obviously 5 times, if not 10 times faster for you. So, organic content creation, right? Organic content creation. We are only focusing on short form content. In marketing, short form content is king. So, short form content includes YouTube Shorts, TikTok videos, IG Reels. That seems to be the great emphasis for a lot of clients who hire these agencies. Everybody basically wants short form content, and how you do that is you can watch a YouTube video. Literally, I don't want to bore you guys and explain too much on how to do short form content, but this YouTube guide is absolutely amazing for you to have great technical skills when it comes to short form content. Once you understand that this is essentially what you teach your clients, so either they do the raw content themselves or you send your own media team. Now, can upsell done for you is greater than done for you. Now let me explain that line a little bit more. So depending on your client, remember it always depends on their preference, right? So I had one client who didn't want to film, like literally didn't want to film the content themselves, because one, it was like a privacy issue, and number two, like they were a bit, like I would say a bit arrogant when it comes to filming, so they wanted to have their own filming style. So basically my agency was just focus on editing the videos. And now that's literally up to your client as well. Like you can present them the whole formula of how your agency runs, but obviously at the end of the day, like if the client is like unhappy with one specific sequence or one specific subcomponent of your agency, then you can always adjust them to their likings. So understand that there's always okay, so in terms of video production, there's basically two main processes. Obviously there's 100 more, but most basically it's just raw filming and video editing. Now raw filming, I gave it to the client, they wanted to do it themselves, and video editing is what my team did. And obviously we adjusted the prices and the packages and what we basically offered to them based on their liking. You can do both services and charge more, or do none, or they record and you do the editing, as I mentioned before. Remember to agree to the client's needs and consider other expenses such as privacy, distance, and time effort. Paid ads. Now, in terms of paid ads, my main focus is on TikTok, and it's because the emphasis is on on organic content creation. So what I'm trying to say is my end objective of running ads is not to convert sales, because according to the funnel, that is literally not the objective. Like literally the sequence is organic content, collect emails, and then send out the emails. So emails is the sales part, which I'll show you guys in just a second. Now emails is the one that converts. So why would I want to run an ad that is obviously costly and requires a high budget to do the selling? Like I'll just run an ad on TikTok to further generate organic content, and with more organic content I'll present the free document, which is the sauce, by the way, the free document which will allow them to, you know, submit their credentials such as email, name, and perhaps contact number. And from there on, the system will sell, which is the emails software, whatever it is, Zapier or MailChimp. And that email software, that will be the one that is doing the main selling. And hence why, when it comes to paid ads, I'm running TikTok ads. Like literally a lot of people don't talk about this, but this is the sauce that I'm sharing with you guys. I'm running TikTok ads in order to further stimulate my organic content, if that makes sense. And this is, you know, a nice breakdown of how to run a TikTok ad. I've done it before, but if you guys are quite new to TikTok ads, then you guys can watch this video. Very explanatory. Sorry, I'm dyslexic sometimes. Very self-evident. Let's just put it as self-evident. I know this is video in 2023. Well, Facebook ads is dead long already. Basically, what I was trying to explain just now. It's not really dead. It's just a different utility. Launch TikTok campaigns with the sole purpose of creating more engagement. What I explained earlier. You want to run ads only if views are not high enough. Engagement is not a lot for, you know, like your you know, for your liking. Like it's not enough people that engage with the content, or there's just insufficient amount of data where you eventually, you know, you want to report, you know, a huge chunk of data towards your clients and you don't have enough. So perhaps then running a TikTok ads or essentially ads is something that you might want to consider. Sorry, I just took a nice poo. Yeah, so if organic content is doing well, then literally just stick to that. You don't need to pay or, you know, have an ads budget for running ads. Next, sales. Sales, the second process. Create a VSL. Now, if you guys don't know what a VSL is basically a video sales letter. This video I found on YouTube is amazing when it comes to writing a VSL. Now, VSL is nothing more than just a landing page, but VSL is very important because it is the area that should actually attract, it is the area that will attract the audience and literally convert them into sales, because that is very, very important. And that's something that you can literally provide or offer towards your clients. You tell them, oh, I'm going to set up a VSL. A lot of clients, for many clients, a VSL could basically be, let me just write it down. A VSL, or let me just say landing page for that sake. A landing page is very often a website. It could be, I don't know, a Facebook page, third party booking platform. Like the VSL could literally be anything depending on your niche. The more important thing is, or the thing to understand is that the landing page is basically, depending on your niche, it is the area that again converts the traffic into eventually sales. And a lot of, like TikTok, for example, TikTok or Facebook ads, if you run a Facebook ads, like towards the end, it's either like a URL, you know, that brings them to a website, or for example on TikTok ads, I've seen TikTok ads has their own, I would say, landing page or their own CTA, their checkout initiative, where you can literally convert on the platform itself. Now, VSL is or sales essentially is a big area, but for me it's literally the VSL that's very interesting. And so if you guys obviously propose this to your clients, it is a cheaper option for them. If they want a website or, you know, like a more attractive landing page on Facebook, or if it's Shopee or Amazon, again, it doesn't really matter. Then you guys can obviously tweak that towards their liking. But a VSL is something that you can never ever go wrong with. Now, product, service. Remember this process, okay? Organic content, collect emails, email campaigns. From the list below, choose one from the fast list and one from the advanced list and combine. So this is the last part of the video, guys. We're almost complete. And once you guys understand this, I'm guarantee you guys will be able to earn 10K plus a month very quickly and easily. So from this list, obviously this not limited to, always can extend this list. you would want to choose one fast and easy service, which is the main focus of traffic, and an advanced service that is focused on sales. For example, I had content creation, and I took, where's email marketing? Marketing automation, I didn't even write it down, god damn it. Let's just do email marketing. So I just combined these two services and made my agency literally focus on these two things: content creation and email marketing. You guys can, for example, again, this depends on your niche, and this is why niche happens first. For example, let me think on the top of my head. If you guys do, I don't know, if you are servicing a newsletter company, you can do copywriting services, and then you can do you can do affiliate marketing management. For example, you are servicing, companies who do newsletters, and they, these newsletters, they talk about, I don't know, blogs, or they talk about hotels and restaurants, and then you can offer them affiliate marketing management, because I'm sure that all these newsletters, they have all these affiliate links that you guys have probably seen, where you can sign up for the newsletter, and so you can help them offer this as your service, and that's basically your core service. Another one which is quite interesting would be CEO optimization, for example, for restaurants, and then content marketing strategy. I'll make this list a little bit more specific, because as I can see, it's a little bit generic, but for example, SEO optimization and mobile app advertising, for example. And you can do that towards, I don't know, video game companies. I'm gonna make this list a little bit more specific for you guys, so it's a little bit easier. But let's just choose two. Choose one from the easy list, the fast and easy service, and choose one from the advanced service. And that is basically it. Like that's easy. I mean, looks easy, seems easy on paper, but it isn't easy. The trick is to be the best service on your choose. Even if these services look super like simple, for example, content creation or copywriting, like you'll remember the idea of category king, like becoming the king of your category. Like that's the point. Like your objective here is to become the best at it. Like literally, if you have live chat support, become the best at live chat support, or SEO, or or e-commerce integration. Like become the best within that category, and then combine it with, podcast production and promotion, and like be absolutely well versed when it comes to setting up podcasts and running podcasts. Like combine the two services and become the best at it. And that is your guaranteed formula for success. Even if it's just something simple like content creation or email marketing, success works by winning the basic. Yes, success is literally incremental wins, basically compounding little wins over time, and doing it consistently over a period of time is the sequence that will eventually yield your success. Divers dive deep once they master the shallow waters, not the other way around. This is a beautiful analogy. So like if you're a diver, like you don't, swim 100 meters deep, like right off. Like you swim, you start off at 2 meters, 5 meters, and 10 meters. And once you understand, like, how the water works and how the water flows and God, whatever more that comes to it, then you have the confidence and the energy, I would say, to like dive deeper. If you're unsure which two services to choose out of the list, then you should go back to the niche picking page, and that's very important, so that you find out what your niche is, and then once you have your niche, then you can find out the service you would like to provide for them. And that's literally it. Like this Like, I know it's a lot of stuff. Let me see. Oh, we're already 1 hour plus. I know it's a lot of stuff, but I promise you guys, like, once you understand like this, like like a lot of the things that I'm explaining is already like the advanced stuff. Like, that's what agencies that earn, I would say, 50 to 60K above, that's already what they earn. So like, if you make it a goal to only earn 10K a month, I guarantee you guys, even if you understand just a little bit of the basics of this, then already you can achieve 10K. Like, just use the systems, use the templates, design your agency, create your agency, and make the templates relevant. Once you guys have all of that processes and systems in place, like, everything else just becomes easier. Like, remember that formula, like, the hardest is always the beginning, and eventually, like, things will be easier the more you continue and progress on. And that, again, that formula, guys, like, that was literally 15K USD broken down for you for free. Like, a lot of that stuff was from paid communities online and hours of researching, and like, I've literally compiled all of this for free, and I'm literally not asking anything from a term. And I just want you guys to remember to be consistent. Like, literally just be consistent at it. And I promise you guys, eventually, due to the mechanics of the universe, eventually the universe, God, or whatever you believe in, will project that success/reality to you. You can reach this goal within 1, 3, or 6 months, literally depending on your effort and commitment. I don't want to sound like some personal motivator, but like, it really depends on how much you want it. Like, if you are absolutely serious, guys, if you really want to achieve this and want 10K a month, like, as soon as possible, if you really want it, I'm sure you guys can achieve it, like, literally within a month, within a few months. Like, if you really wanted it, guys, you will do anything to achieve it, and hence you guys with this system will be able to literally achieve that goal. Never stop learning and focus on expanding your business knowledge. That's my final take, and I want you guys to understand that this is a system. These systems are meant to be broken, and systems are meant to be adjusted to your liking. So I hope that this document where I have tried my best to basically compile and compress it for you, that this should be at least a vehicle for you to achieve your goal, and if not, to earn more than 10K plus a month. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.